It's 7 a.m. You start your day not with a beep from a smartphone, but with the old school ring of an alarm clock. After a struggle to leave the warmth of your bed, you head to the bathroom, choosing your favorite superhero t-shirt for school, convinced it boosts your charm and wit. Breakfast is a lively mix of family banter and morning news. You, your sister, and your parents gather at a table full of scrambled eggs, toast, and fresh fruit. Your mum lectures about healthy eating while your dad discreetly adds extra bacon to his plate. Your walk to school is less a routine stroll and more a daily mission with your friends. You engage in heated debates about the latest video game releases, Call of Duty in particular, while also plotting weekend hangouts. Each step towards school is filled with plans for future adventures and shared laughter over inside jokes. Inside the classroom, you navigate your subjects with a mix of earnest effort and typical teenage nonchalance. You continue to talk about more interesting topics with your friends during class, making jokes and enjoy the time where no real-life challenges wait for you. Recess comes, and it feels like a burst of freedom, where you and your friends plan out pranks on your rivaled gangs on the schoolyard, dominate the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, or practice your wrestling skills in some friendly banter. After the final bell, the real action kicks off. The local football pitch evolves into your very own World Cup arena. The fat kid obviously must play as the goalkeeper, while the kid who owns the ball comes up with all kinds of crazy rule changes on the fly. No one brought water bottles, so you must drink from an old water dispenser or garden hose, which does this very distinct sound when turning it on. Suddenly your Nokia flip phone rings out of your backpack. Your mum calls you to tell you dinner is ready, so you and your friends pack your things and go home to eat collectively. You quickly eat up your plate and dash to the door to return to the action with your friends, but then your mum reveals her evil plan. She lured you home for dinner only to not let you go play outside after it. Shattered, you step into your room, turn on the Xbox, and look who's online. You load up a match of Modern Warfare 3 and indulge in the action. Of course, the biggest trash talker in the pre-game lobby happens to be in the enemy team. Hearing him scream and curse after he ran directly in front of your gun only makes it sweeter for you. You already came up with ways to trigger him harder while the match was played, only to throw it directly at him afterwards in the lobby where others would join the fun also. As it's getting darker and darker, your parents step into your room to tell you to finally shut the Xbox off and get ready for sleep. After this match, you tell them, trying to convince them to let you play just a little longer. Just pause the stupid game and continue it tomorrow, they answer and shut off your console. You go to bed and begin to sleep while thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow. This is probably how most kids from Gen Z grew up. A loving, traditional family, good friends, nature, real connections, and no thought about what's happening in the world regarding politics or political correctness. Unfortunately, kids today experience a drastically different childhood. At 7 a.m, your day begins with the incessant buzzing of your smartphone alarm, jolting you awake from a restless sleep. Groaning, you fumble for your phone, greeted by a barrage of notifications and artificial light demanding your immediate attention. Instead of getting up immediately, you start to scroll TikTok and Instagram, getting some cheap dopamine before getting up. With a heavy sigh, you drag yourself out of bed and stumble towards the bathroom. Breakfast is a hurried affair, each family member lost in their own digital world. Conversation is sparse, reduced to monosyllabic grunts and distracted nods. You mechanically shovel food into your mouth, barely tasting it as your mind focuses on the endless timeline of TikToks the algorithm spits your way. Due to the lack of communication, you and your family slowly grow apart, but that doesn't seem to bother you. The walk to school is a solitary journey. Earbuds firmly in place, you retreat into the sanctuary of your mobile games while also blasting your music playlist. The outside world is fading into insignificance. You notice some kids from your school who also seem to play mobile games, but you act as if you didn't see them, as you're sure they're doing the exact same thing. In class, the teacher's voice washes over you like white noise, your attention divided between the lesson at hand and the glowing screen of your tablet. Pen and paper got long replaced by iPads and laptops for easier organisation. This, however, makes it much easier for you to just switch tabs and dive into the digital world again. When you do, however, decide to listen to the teacher, you're bombarded with talks about politics, which political side is right, while the other side gets completely disregarded. Making jokes in class or with other kids seems to be long gone, as you instantly qualify for a rendezvous with the headmaster if you dare to make fun of anyone or discard political correctness in the slightest regard. Returning home, you retreat to the familiar confines of your bedroom, surrounded by screens and devices that serve as your lifeline to the outside world. Lost in a maze of social media feeds and online forums, you seek refuge in the virtual embrace of digital interactions. Each like and comment a fleeting validation of your existence. As evening descends, you lose yourself in the pixelated landscapes of video games and virtual reality. Hours slip by unnoticed as you navigate alternate realities, the boundaries between the digital and the real blurring into obscurity. Yet even within these virtual worlds, you remain isolated, your interactions reduced to avatars and usernames devoid of true connection. Dinner is a tense affair, the air thick with unspoken tensions and unresolved conflicts. Your mum doesn't seem to care about healthy food and just ordered something from the nearest fast food chain. Conversation is strained, each family member retreating into their own thoughts and devices. As night falls, you retreat to your bed, the soft glow of your smartphone illuminating the darkness of your room. Surrounded by screens and solitude, you drift off to sleep. But what are the reasons for today's generation to become increasingly isolated and out of touch with the real world? Simply blaming the increased use of electronic devices and more access to the internet seems too easy at first glance. The reality, however, is that that's exactly what caused this shift in the world we live in today. You see, as people gained access to the internet, it became possible for each and everyone to spread their views and comment on things. This led to a drastic increase in the formation of such bubbles, which in return further strengthened these individuals, thus driving their opinions into more extreme heights. This wouldn't be a problem if it would just affect a few people of a society. However, the addictive design of social medias combined with a general agenda push from politicians and media tore a hole into society. The lack of real-life conversations tears families apart, which in turn leaves millions of young children without a father or mother figure in their lives. Real values are lost from a young age onwards, as it's much easier to just sit them in front of a TV screen or an iPad in order to keep them silenced. Essential trades like discipline seem to vanish day by day as a direct result of this. Things like laughing about other children for doing something stupid, or watching cartoons that dare to call out certain topics in the society, or push traditional values were parts of all of our childhoods. Simple things like that are completely lacking from today's children, making them softer than young generations ever were. The worst part about this is that it functions as a giant snowball. Those weak children grow up to also be bad parents, future teachers, future reporters, future cartoon creators, poisoning the next generation after them. So, take a moment to unplug from the screens that dominate our lives and step outside into the world around you. Breathe in the fresh air, feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, and embrace the beauty of nature that surrounds us. Get active, have real hobbies, practice sports to build your confidence and bodies, form genuine relationships, and become strong parental figures for your future children. Let's strive to create a future where childhood is defined by laughter, adventure, and genuine human connection. Pave the way for a generation that knows the joy of climbing trees, playing in the dirt, and forming lasting friendships that transcend the digital divide. So, go out there and make memories that will last a lifetime. Your future self and your future children will thank you for it. See you soon.